Hello again, YouTube. This is Eric the Cyborg coming to you from the Hangouts with another deck profile video coming straight from the Invasion Vengeance sneak peek. This time I'm doing Crystrons. So they're a machine water archetype that are based on Synchro summoning. So anyway, let's get down to the profile. For my build, I'm running 2 of Crystron Quans and then 3 of Crystron Citri. The tuners in this deck Synchro summon during either player's turn, but they each have their own different effect. If you use this card as a Synchro summon, or you use this card for Synchro summoning, the materials get banished. This one is just regular, just gets sent to the graveyard for regular Synchro summoning. And level 1, level 2. For the monsters, Crystron Turtle. I'm not gonna say his actual name because I can't really pronounce it that well, so I'll just call him Crystron Turtle. Once per turn, and they each have the same first effect. Once per turn, I can target one face-up card in the field and destroy it. Then I can special summon a Crystron Tuner from my deck. And if I do that, I cannot special summon monsters from my extra deck except for machine type Synchro monsters, which is the whole extra deck, well, the majority of the extra deck anyway. And then they have a banish effect when they hit the graveyard. I haven't really used this, so for Crystron Turtle is that you can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon one Crystron monster from your hand. So this would help you get your Synchro summon plays going off faster. 3 Crystron Smiger. When this card is banished, or when you banish this card from your graveyard, you can add one Crystron Spell or Trap card from your deck to your hand. Crystron Wyvern. When this card is banished, you can add one Crystron monster from your deck to your hand, except for himself. And then 2 Crystron Phoenix or Rosenix. You can banish him from your graveyard to special summon a token that's a level 1, 0/0 stats, and it will help with your Synchro summons as well. That's the main base for the Crystron monsters. The other monsters I'm running is 1 Jet Synchron and 1 Level Eater to help with the Synchro plays. Those are all the monsters. Now onto the spell cards. I'm running 2 of the Crystron field spells. This card makes Crystron monsters gain 300 attack and defense, and then once per turn during the end phase, depending on the amount of Synchro monsters that I Synchro summoned during that turn, I draw 1 card for each of them. I currently have only 1 pot of Avidity. I'm just going to go with the Japanese name for it, pot of Avidity. I'm going to be adding 2 more once I obtain them, once the set comes out officially. So yeah, I'll be mainly running 3 of these, but I currently have the 1 for right now. 1 for 1, obvious reasons, because level 1 Tuner, Level Leader, Jet Synchron. Burial for the Dimension, you're banishing your monsters from the graveyard. You want to get your resources back from being banished. Foolish Burial, to send one of your Crystron monsters to get their banish effects. Moray of Greed, since they are a water attribute deck, you can use this for pretty good draw power. You just shuffle 2 water monsters from your hand into the deck and then draw 2 cards from it. Terraforming, because field spell. Limb removal, they're machines. Twin Twisters, back row. Aquarium Stage. The reason why I'm running this card is for its first main effect is that water monsters cannot be destroyed by battle except by other water monsters. And since there's barely like any other deck that's running water monsters except probably would say heroes or mermaids, this would be good against any other deck that doesn't run water type monsters. Salvage for recyclability. And since you are banishing your cards, why not gain life points from it with soul absorption? Those are the rest of the spell cards. Now onto the traps. Crystron Impact. I'm running 2 of these. This card is really good because when you activate this card, you can target one of your banished Crystron monsters and summon it, and all your opponents face up monsters gets their defense stats to 0, which really helps against like playing against super heavy samurais, because since they all attack and defense, so might as well just get their stats down. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard when a Crystron monster is being targeted by a card effect. You can banish this card to negate that effect. 2 Crystron entries. When you activate this card, you special summon 2 Crystron tuners, one from your hand and then one from your graveyard. Yes. And then during each player's turn, except for the turn that this card was in the graveyard, you can banish this card to target 1 Crystron monster you control, send 1 Crystron monster from your deck to the graveyard, whose level is different from that monster, and if you do, that monster becomes the level of that monster sent to the graveyard. Another good way to help with your synchro plays, because it's level changing. So you say you have like one of your synchro monsters out and you want to get like a Quasar with this deck out, which you absolutely can with this deck. Pull Quasar because tuner synchro engine. So this will help with the level. Running 1 Magnet Force since they are machines. Magnet Force basically just makes them unaffected by other card effects except for their own, which would help if you're like doing like someone does like Regeki or like Mirror Force, like destroy to like blow up your field, and you just have this and there you go. And then some of the staple ones: Solemn Warning, Compulsory, Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, and then A Waste of the Dragon Souls. It's basically a better call to Haunted. That is it for the main deck. On to the extra deck. I am running 3 of the boss monster, Crystron Phoenix. Oh boy, this card. When this card is synchro summoned, you can banish all spell and trap cards from your opponent's field and graveyard. So you're facing Blue Eyes, and they have the Dragon Lord's spell card in their graveyard. Pop them out, banish it out, so that they won't be able to use it at all. And plus, if they want to, or a deck that like recycles their like spell or trap cards, nope. 3 Crystron Amatrix. When this card is single summoned, it changes the about positions of, or it changes face up attack position monsters to a defense position, which works out with impact, giving them the 0 defense, and that's a permanent stat change. And then I forgot to mention about Phoenix. When this card leaves the field, you can target one other monster in your graveyard except for himself and special summon it. Amatrix kind of does the same thing, except it's a Crystron monster that is not a Synchro monster, and so summon it. Currently, right now, I only have the one Quandax. Yeah, Quandax. He's the Synchro tuner. He allows you to Synchro summon during either player's turn, and his graveyard effect is that I can target one Crystron monster in my graveyard. It says Synchro monster and summon it, just like Amatrix. I'll be running one more of him once I obtain him. That's it for the Crystron Synchros. The rest are pretty much staple Synchros to run, like Formula Synchron, Synchro Tuner, Draw Power, Tatsunoko, Synchro Tuner, allows you to Synchro summon with monsters from their hand. Chambara, Double Attacker, really good. Excel Synchron, another Tuner Synchro, works well with getting Phoenix out by sending a Jet Synchron by either raising or decreasing its level. And the current last one I have is TG Hyper Librarian, because you are Synchro summoning and you will get tons of draw power from it. There will be I will be changing the extra deck throughout the time, because there are some cards that I'm currently, this is just a testing, but so far it's going really well. Besides that is the deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoyed this and hope that you adventure into building this deck. I believe this deck has a lot of potential, including with new support coming out in later months. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe for more content from our channel, such as deck profiles, duels, top 10s, news. And this is Erick the Cyborg signing out.